What does Mr. Mandela signify for South Africans?
For South Africans, Mandela has been for years a source of inspiration. First, especially during the struggle against apartheid, he was the person who kept the struggle alive from jail. He went to jail first because he put his life on the line, fighting for the freedom of South Africans, but also for men and women who had been arrested and jailed. So throughout those years, he was the symbol of the struggle, but also the source of inspiration. To them, he's the father of the nation. They call him Tata, which is an affectionate way of saying he's the father. They've come to see him as the father of their nation and a leader in every sense of the word, from the traditional point of view to the national leader, being the first black South African to become president of that nation. So for them, the passing, for example, of Nelson Mandela will be like cutting off the head of the nation. They haven't gotten used to having any, South Africa without Nelson Mandela, especially since the end of apartheid.
And it's amazing, actually, to look back on the life of Nelson Mandela and to see that it really seems almost like a movie, like it couldn't have been real, but it was. How would you describe the trajectory that he took?
It's amazing because when you look back to his days back in the 50s, he was just a young person, an attorney who was, looking at the suffering of his people. He was meant to be a traditional leader from his ethnic community in Kunu, but he decided to come to Pretoria, where he joined up with other activists to try and fight the larger evil of apartheid. And he never, at any point at that time, really think that he is going to become the person he became. He was just trying to do what others were trying to do. But after being arrested, in fact, his life grew. He became larger in jail. Pretty much it's what he did in confinement than what he did when he was outside. But then coming out of jail, after 27 years in prison and ascending to the presidency of that country, and being this transformational leader who said we have to forgive each other and work together, and serving just 4 years, or rather one term, and giving way to a younger generation became really phenomenal even across the continent of Africa. So his story became totally contrast to that of many African leaders who, when they came to power, they wanted to hold on to power forever. But it was reconciliatory, and at the same time, it was willing to give way to the next generation in order to take the country to other levels. And that makes him extremely distinctive.